Once you are all logged in to Tinkercad, come over here to create a new design. Click on that one time. Give Tinkercad a second to load up. And you have a nice, clean work plane. I'll get more about building with blocks and shapes over here later, but just so you have something to view, I'm going to click on this red block, click and hold, and drag, and then let go, and drop a box in the middle. You'll see it's highlighted with all these little squares. I'm just going to click off of it. I'm not going to change it right now. So most of the questions that I get and most of the problems that we run into with Tinkercad over the years is it's all related to viewing and seeing your object. If you can master how to look around and see everything, it makes building in Tinkercad a lot easier. So a lot of times I'll have students just build from this view and never change it, and they're very limited. So one of the first things that you can do, I am using right now a mouse pad on my computer. So if I were to click and drag right now, it draws this box over top of this, which selects it. It doesn't change the view. I'm going to try that again, but this time I'm going to hold down Control, CTRL. It's in the very bottom corner of your keypad, bottom left-hand corner. Hold down Control, click, and drag, and it will change this view. It'll spin it around in a 360 view, so you can see all sides of it. If you have a mouse, you can use the right click and drag that around. That will change the view for you. If you have a touch screen, you can touch the screen, and that will change the view as well. Also, this cube in the corner, if you click on this cube and spin and rotate it, it will change the view. You can also tap on this cube. So if I tap on the word top one time, it goes to a direct top view. If I click on this corner, perfect corner view. If I click on right, it goes to a right side view. All right, zooming in and zooming out. Again, there's multiple ways to do this. If you have a mouse, that little roll bar, if you roll it up, it goes in. Roll it back, it goes out. Over here, we have this little button here is zoom in plus, zoom out, negative. On your keypad, right in the top right-hand corner by backspace, if you hit the plus symbol, zooms in. Next to it, there's a little dash or a minus symbol, keypad. And then those are the ways to zoom in and out. Another way to zoom in quickly, if you have an object that you're working on, if you have that object selected, hit this button here, it's called Fit to View. It zooms in on one object perfectly. And I think you can also hit the button F on your keypad. It will do the same thing. So that's how you can zoom in and out. Sometimes when you're zooming in and out, you kind of get lost. If you go too far in, for instance, you can sort of get lost sometimes, or sometimes you zoom too far out. When in doubt, come to this button right here, the Home View button. Click on it one time and look what happens. All back to normal. I can see what's going on again. Use this one a lot. And let's see, another one is called Pan. So this one, a little bit harder to do because it involves more buttons. So if I want to kind of slide everything to the left or to the right, I can do that in several ways. So the first one is on your keypad. If you hold down Control and Alt at the same time, then if you click with the right button, working. Okay. Different on the Chromebook. It is just Shift. Hold down Shift right click and you can pan your object, your whole entire work plane left and right. On your screen, if you have a touch screen, if you touch with 2 fingers on your screen, you can slide your whole work area to the left or right. And again, sometimes you're doing this, you might get it off too far to the side, you get a little bit lost, you can't see your object anymore, just go home. All problem solved. Last thing about view, if you look at this one here, this sort of flattens the view. It's called orthographic. It makes it look a little bit less realistic, a little bit more flattened. It's really good to see things sometimes from like a direct top view like this, or a direct side view. Right now, when I look at this, I see that this square is absolutely positively touching the very bottom of this workspace, this work plane. Sometimes when we're working on stuff, you kind of get, sometimes things get raised up by accident. So see how this square is sort of levitating above the work plane right now? It's got a little shadow under it. I don't want that to happen for most cases. I want it to be touching the workspace. So this side view and orthographic shows you exactly it is not touching. And you can adjust it. That was control down and control up. Move an object up and down. Or use this cone to move things up and down. I want it to be at 0. Another way to move a box up and down, see the numbers on the bottom. If I want this to be right on the plane, I'm going to type in 0. Enter. Now it's on the bottom. So become familiar with all of these buttons over here and how to work and change and zoom out so you can see this, your work in the 360 view. As you're working, it's important to keep turning to see things in a 360 view. A lot of times when kids are working, I've noticed that they'll go to place 2 objects together, and it might be, let's see, it might look like these 2 cubes are touching each other right now, but they are not. One thing is you see this shadow under here. And then when you turn this space, you see they are not touching whatsoever. So it's important to keep turning as you're working.